Over the past 4 years, I've moved my studio 4 times. I got engaged and moved to Alabama for my husband's new job. My studio was in a corner of our dining room, and I used my bookshelf as an art table. It was nice lighting right in front of a big window, but it just wasn't really enough space. In February of 2020, we moved back to Georgia, and I finally had an official studio space and home office. I laid awake at night dreaming of how I would set up this space. I painted the walls blush and even had space for a cozy love seat. I loved my studio. But then something major happened. I got pregnant. As much as we loved our little house, we needed more space in a quieter neighborhood more suitable for kids. With interest rates spiking, we decided to move as soon as possible and not wait. When our sweet baby was born, she slept in a bassinet upstairs with us, so it was no big deal for me to use her bedroom as my temporary studio space. But eventually, she outgrew her bassinet and had to move into her big crib. So my husband moved his desk into a nook, and I'm setting up my studio in our second bedroom. One of the things I love about living in the South is that you can own a single-family home and still have an amazing view of the skyline. There aren't many cities you can do that in. The city is getting more expensive every day though, so I feel like we were able to get a house just in the nick of time before everything gets just insanely expensive and unaffordable. We get so much sunshine, and my new studio has 3 big windows with tons of natural light, which is so important for getting accurate color. got these little wooden bins at Target. They're actually part of the Pillow Fort brand, which means they're part of the kids line. These were probably designed to hold toys, but they are perfect for storing my paints. I love switching up my mediums and usually work in either regular gouache or acrylic gouache, but I've invested in some watercolor tubes as well, and I'm determined to practice my skills. These bins are stackable, but unlike other storage options, you can just reach in and grab whatever you need without unstacking the whole group. You can immediately see what you need, which I like a lot better than having to fool with a drawer or some kind of lid. So these work so perfect for me. My stepdad decided to get rid of some of these antique milk glasses that have been in his family for decades. I think they're absolutely beautiful, and the white color gives me a truly blank slate for seeing the colors of my art supplies without distraction. They're perfect for holding more of my art supplies like micron pens, my ink tints pencils, my Derwent drawing pencils, all of my different kinds of paintbrushes, every color of Posca pens, and so on. You might be wondering why I have so much desk space. I have this long white art table with my iMac and an entire L-shaped desk too. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I still work an in-house job as a senior textile designer. I have a hybrid schedule where I work from home part of the week. Unfortunately, I cannot reveal too much information about my in-house job because the work I'm doing is proprietary. But I can tell you that I design window curtains. I often have many fabric swatches, yarn cards, and lots of other textile bits. The ability to spread out my swatches on this L-shaped desk is amazing. I work on a laptop for my in-house job and carry it into the office for part of the week. I keep my supplies in my backpack and I can easily transport my materials back and forth. When I'm done working on in-house projects, I can simply roll over to my art table where I work on my own business, Lauren Leslie Studio. I do lots of hand-painted patterns and illustrations, and I also teach a free workshop called SKETCHBOOKING Your Style and a paid program called Art Style Academy. I'm working on painting motifs in my sketchbook for an Instagram challenge hosted by Melanie Johnson, using the hashtag #ThePatternChallengeByMel. For the prompts, Melanie is leaning into a new coastal trend that is bubbling up in surface pattern design spaces. I'm also seeing it as a key trend on Pattern Bank's website. Pattern Bank gives clues as to what kind of patterns they want designers to upload based on forecasted trends they believe will be the next big wave, especially in apparel. I'm using regular gouache to paint these seashell motifs in my sketchbook. I love painting with gouache because the matte finish works perfectly in a sketchbook because pages don't stick together and rip as they do with some other mediums, and there's no smudging and things like that. It just works really well in a sketchbook. It's also great for layering, and you can work light to dark or dark to light if you wish.
This feels right, not even close to the other ones I didn't know. With you, I've always been so shy.
My creative process usually involves creating whole motifs in my sketchbook that I then scan at a high resolution and then edit in Photoshop and finalize by putting it into a repeat pattern. I like creating whole motifs so that once I scan the artwork, I can layer motifs if I want to. I don't think I'll need to do that with this pattern, but I always give myself as much flexibility as possible to move things around and play with the pattern layout until I get it perfect. I'm not including the Photoshop portion of my creative process in this video, but if you'd like to see it, please leave me a comment and let me know. I am including links to all of the materials I'm using in the description. You can also always check out my resources page on my website at laurenleslie.com/resources, where I share my favorite art books and art supplies, as well as some video equipment.
Tonight there's no way back. The whole town is all about summer, and we have enough wine to last us until morning light. Yes, it might be true, I'm a little bit out of my mind. Let it sweep us off our feet without a fight. You know the sun can wait.